So thank you so much, Vinita, again for being over here with us. And also, I've heard that you've been supporting Viva Art for, I think, decades together. And so, family support जहाँ पे आता है, there the road becomes broader, and hurdles disappear on their own. Because when people are on their own, it's very difficult. And when you have a back behind your back, मुझे आंसर मेरे पीछे कौन है what they say, then it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. How has the journey been? How long have you been associated with Viva, Malvika? I know your relations,
Yeah.
but then it will be wonderful.
We are sisters actually. So, it's been since the inception. It's been like, being with her. Then she's decided on the name of Viva. And, otherwise also she would talk so much about, she's very, very passionate about her work. She's, believe it or not, she'll be talking almost about 80 to 90% time only about work, art, or whatever other things. She's a very passionate, very dedicated kind of a person.
Absolutely.
I always think that, if I was so dedicated in my own business, maybe I would have done wonders.
Well, actually, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. I'm sure when I speak to Malvika, she's going to go about like that regarding you. Because, I see her. So we all get inspired from each other.
Yeah.
I think that is the rule.
I believe it or not, she's younger, but she is so dedicated, so passionate, so full of all the time, thinking.
And full of life and energy, right?
Absolutely. And she's an all-rounder, she'll do everything so perfectly.
Yeah.
Inception of the event, and then she goes on to continuously make so much of effort, talking to everybody, so confident. It's very inspiring. That way she's really good. Viva Art, just started. I think she worked with one of the art companies, and then she got some experience, and then she decided to start on her own. Being in the defense, they are moving out a lot, so they are not sticking to one place to establish it so easily. So they have a lot of those.
That being the crux of the entire interview and what I've been, harping about since the time I've been here.
So that's the reason, she moved to Pune, she met Rehan there probably, and then they started working together. And there she planned to start on her own, and that's how Viva was created. And again, she moved to some other place. But the kind of ties she has maintained with her artists and the kind of work she's done with her, the people who are supportive of art.
Well, relationship building is the first step in art, because if you're not building your relation even with your subject, you will forget about drawing it, And similar it is with people also. I think that is the crux of everything.
The relationship management is something that she's absolutely stunning at.
Absolutely.
Even the artist, she go down to the artist places. She went to Calcutta, she went to various maybe Assam.
Yeah.
The artist to Vietnam. That building, relationship building kind of thing.
Absolutely.
She comes up with very different new ideas. That's really amazing.
That's really amazing. So I'll ask something that is totally pertaining to you. I have many friends who are into a similar profession like you do. And when they look at my paintings, I do a lot of scrolls, black and whites. कहते हैं अच्छा ये कलर भी होगा क्या कभी? So I want to ask you, IT consulting to art, how did you build that bridge? That kind of a sensibility, because it is very, very rare from somebody coming up with that kind of a profession with the background to be able to talk about something that has no beginning or end or a strategy or a positioning. It's all about emotion. It's so subjective. Whereas IT consulting is absolutely objective from the very beginning till the end of your brief.
But you know what? It's again dealing with people. A lot of work is done with people, which is only emotional. Feelings. So we do obviously not only objectively, but it's done a lot of emotion.
No, I understand, but just to add a little character to the discussion,
Yeah, that's true. But then, I mean, it's not so bad that whether this one.
No, absolutely. I think see, I've always said when people from technology backgrounds say, "I'm creative," I say, no, you are absolutely creative. That is the reason why you're able to create technology.
Yes.
Your way of creating is by syllables and numbers and the language that you call the computer language or the binary.
Absolutely.
An artist's language is either a stone or a drawing pencil or a paper or a canvas or somebody who is writing down words or shairi, poetry. writing a poem, or singing or playing music or dancing. It's that way. Everybody has their own language.
You see the apps, the apps which have made human interaction.
Absolutely.
Computer human interaction.
Yeah, yeah.
So much of interaction happening.
Absolutely.
AI
Yeah,
coming up with huge.
I mean, user interface has taken a different, it has taken different, leap into the atmosphere, like because it has evolved so much. Now, user interface is also art, if you ask me, because it is talking about the psychology of the person who is actually looking into it, where the eye is moving, how it is drawing inside. If I'm not wrong, you'll have to correct me for that.
You have to really figure out what is going to be helpful for that person. How is he going to use that app? What would be convenient for him? Will be clicking here or there?
So, can we look at, am I sensing, or are the people sensing that maybe in the coming few years, Veva Art might come out with an app that could be for art and all, with you at the helm of it, trying to build up something?
You never know what's going to happen. I mean, the way things are evolving, I think, it would have to be there. It has to be there.
Yeah.
You can't go always brick and mortar. You have to go online. You have to be present physically to really propose.
So I'll ask you one very amazing question, because see, you don't come from the art background, but you're attached to it totally. So when you say something about it, it is going to be absolutely neutral,
Right?
You've been with Veva Art, Malvika, for so many years. You've seen the works of masters and everyone, and now you see the works of people who are future masters. Do you find difference over there? Or do you find, what is your take on that? Because I think the works over here, some of them are really masterly in my own view. I mean, there's a lot of, there's a language in them. As long as there's a language, it is speaking something, That's what it is. So, aapko koi aisa major difference laga and all that,
Believe it or not, no difference. Because, unless you, know the names, if the names were not mentioned here, I will tell you all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that.
And it's only the name which gets that.
Yeah.
And take away the name, they all are so amazing, you will not be able to.
Absolutely. So in case people are wondering, why Veva Art is coming up with, young talent, that is the reason I really needed to bring this out, because I think, there's so much of talent in our country, in our nation, and, it needs a push, and it needs the right kind of push, the right kind of support, the right kind of processes, system, culture. Only then it becomes harmonious, Of course, there are masters in this country whose work needs to go out into the world and all, but they also have to be like the guiding light for young generation to come up with like what we are saying. And this is neither about the master nor about somebody new. It is about somebody who is coming from the defense and civil services background. What goes on in their lives? It's a peek into their lives, ताक से झांक के देखना खिड़की में उसकी जिंदगी में क्या चल रहा है, because the art that is coming out of them is entirely out of so many challenges, so many things, like I'm telling. उसके साथ कनेक्ट करना, एक जगह पे रह के करते रहना मुश्किल. आपको पता लगा अगर सब्जेक्ट नहीं हिल के दूसरी तरफ चला गया तो आप क्या करोगे,
One of these would be masters tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So there, and that is where Veva Art stands validated, vindicated with everything. And kudos to that kind of an initiative. I think it's high time that this should happen in the country and art should be brought out. We have masters who people even don't know yet. That is the kind of situation. There are so many great masters. क्योंकि मुझे आज तक समझ नहीं आया, why is a master honored at the age of 75 or 80? Why not at 30 or 40 and say that this is going to happen in the future? By the time the person is at the end of their lives, you're recognizing what use is that? मेरे को हमेशा से लगता है it should happen right there at the beginning. उसी time पे push to, and that is when you will find somebody like King Kohli coming on, because you recognize talent at such a young age.
This is what Veva is going to do.
Yeah, that's what Veva is going to do. And thank you so much, Vinita, for validating that, vindicating me for this one. So that was Vinita Gaur with us over here today. She's been with Veva Art again from the Great Indian Brand Show with Sudarshan Archetlur on the sets of Veva Art at the Park Hotel, sponsored by Innocent Bank and so many other people, and wonderful, people like Vinita Gaur, who have been relentless in their support to Viva Art Global and for the New Wave Art Initiative. Thank you, Vinita. Thank you so much.
Yeah.